afternoon, my name is Angie Windle and welcome to this special edition of Guests in Town, the Hollywood Saga. We're here to celebrate Himalaya TV's 4th anniversary, and we've brought together some very special guests from upcoming Hollywood movie Sold. So I'm delighted to have with me two of the stars of the show, Sushmita Mukherjee and Seema Biswas. Thank you both for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
So first of all, let me ask you, how did you get involved in this film?
Well, the route I took was the normal Bollywood route, which was which also translates as the Hollywood route, which is I was auditioned. I was called for an audition, and at that point of time, very strangely, I really didn't, not too many people were auditioning, so I had no concept that you just have to get up and go. So for me, I actually got a hairdresser. I got my hair done, I got a little makeup, and I learned all the 5 scenes, and I took my properties with me, and I thought it was supposed to be a performance. Much later I realized that I just had to come with just my lines. But I was so enwrapped, enchanted by the whole thing, that I just went and performed the 5 scenes just the way I thought. So that's how I got the role. Then I was told that I had been finalized. That's how.
Can you tell me a bit about the story of this film?
Story is, that one little girl who is basically from Nepal, and she got sold, and she didn't know. She wanted to learn, she thought she's going to learn, going to school, and but she was totally, trapped in this trafficking. And I don't want to reveal the whole story. It's not good.
Right.
But it was interesting for me. Because Zephyr called me up and said that I want to cast you. It's a very small role, but I would be happy if you be part of this film. Then I said I want to read the script. Then I read the script, and script itself is so it's so moving that I thought that I should be part of it. It's like, as an actress, as a human being, should be the responsibility for me to be part of this.
So you play very different roles. So Seema, you play the role of Laxmi's mother, so the mother of the girl who is trafficked from Nepal and ends up in India. It's terrible to think that there are 20,000 mothers in Nepal that go through that trauma of losing a child to trafficking every year. How did you find playing that role?
For me, like, mother is mother everywhere. It's universal, but I still remember while I was doing that scene, I'm just praying to my God, because mother somehow indirectly, from universe or whatever it is, you feel like that God protect her, protect her, protect her, and constantly, it was not rehearsed scene, but I was just, as if I'm sending the energy to her. That's God, please protect her, protect her. That is typical mother's instinct, always protective mother. But so sad that because of unawareness, and people are not educated, they don't know that what is right, what is wrong. So that's why they get trapped, and feel so sorry for mothers especially, because they cannot take any decision also. They are just like idle, just doing unpaid, like a servant. They do their domestic everything, and you just have to do the duty. But somehow then when I was doing that, lots of scenes, and especially I remember that when I was just sending her for the school, and that guy came to take her. So on set, our producer Jen, she cried. She could not talk, as if not literally Laxmi gone. So for me, like, not mother is mother for me. Like, doing research work, it's not. It's from heart.
From the heart, yeah. And Sushmita, your role is very different. So, you are terrifying as this madam of the brothel. But she's quite an interesting character because she's terrifying, but slightly vulnerable as well. And how did you get into that character, and what was it like playing a role like that? So it's quite different to some of your past roles.
Well, yes. Mumtaz, the brothel owner of the place where this young little girl has been trafficked, is a complex character because she has a backstory too. In the film, which is not revealed scene-wise, but it's revealed through her own sadness and her own despair, that she was a young Laxmi at one time, and now she's just doing her role, which is like that's her destiny. So she's playing her destiny, but she also knows she's once been a Laxmi. So there are two aspects of her. Mostly that aspect has been, she has covered that. She doesn't like to live to that because she won't be able to live. So she has reduced that aspect of herself, and she plays on the brothel aspect, which is the hard, cruel, doing her job, just trafficking. She's the money, it's business for her. It's a business. So she keeps accounts, she knows this is how many months have gone, this is the debt, this is the due, this is to be paid. She's a businesswoman. So it was a very difficult role to play because it was really not, as Seema says, it was not really so much about research, because I have done research, of course, because I don't know, I've never, been into a brothel even. So I did do research in the sense that I did visit Shonagachi. I did meet with a lot of, people who are in the sex trade. And then it was just me and the character. It was just confronting the darkness of this woman.
And how was it working with Jane and Jeffrey? So Jane Charles, the producer, and Jeffrey D. Brown, the director, who are so passionate about making this movie as like a platform for change and really shining a light on this terrible crime. What was it like working with two such passionate people? Did you find it infectious? Or?
Of course, because half the reason for moving on beyond the script level and beyond the level as actors that we do our lines and do, it is also that you're part of something which is much, much larger than just being an actor. So you are part of that platform which can and will be doing the change that the society needs. So it is a very proud privilege to be part of that platform, and in a small capacity, that of an actor, because we're just a cog in the wheel. It's Jeffrey and Jane who have conceptualized and created this weapon through which we can fight this terrorism of trafficking. So we are part of that little machine, we're part of this little thing, and while fully engaging in our jobs as actors, we are enhancing this whole war against trafficking. And being part of their passion and part of their journey has improved me and made me see the world in a far different light than it would if I wasn't in this movie.
Thing is, like Jeffrey and Jen, they were living with, like generally I saw that we actors living with the characters, but I could see each and every moment, they were living with each and every moment in the film, and like so passionate at the same time, so human, so caring. Even behind the camera also, in front of camera also, oh, this actor is now performing emotionally, I should give a little bit space for her, just leave her alone, like those kind of, it's very rare.
Yes.
It's very rare. First of all, heads off to both of them, picking up such a bold subject, because it's very important, very relevant, and through this film, I came to know so many things from Jeffrey and Jen, that like about women trafficking, child abuse, lots of things, the ratio, whether it is in India 2 lakhs every year, like trafficking.
That's right.
20,000 here in Nepal every year. Those knowledge, like, and at the same time I could see that whenever we talk about about women trafficking or child abuse, child marriage, I could see tears in Jeffrey's eyes, like. So, and that bold step, as a human being, as an artist, we are not that way activist, but through our work, we want to contribute in it.
So you're over here as well with Child Reach Nepal, an NGO, who are launching a campaign called Taughtnottrafficked, which is emphasising the importance in education as a way of preventing trafficking. Have you learnt anything about the work that other NGOs like Child Reach Nepal are doing to try and stop trafficking, and how important do you think education is to stop this from happening?
It is the most important thing. In fact, we visited Shakti Samuh, which is the first organization of its kind, which is run solely by survivors, trafficking survivors. So we saw their their PowerPoint presentation where they told us how they were managing this whole thing, and in collaboration with the outreach, all the programs like Taughtnottrafficked. To begin with, the first thing that the child, and the girl child especially, can be saved if she's educated. So it all comes down to educating the mother, and once you educate the mother, you educate a family. Like Gandhiji said, you educate a man, you educate a person, but if you educate a woman, you educate an entire family. And I would add further, when you educate a family, you educate the whole nation, and when you educate a whole nation, you educate a whole country, and you educate a whole country, you educate a whole planet. So it all begins with a woman, and she has the power to educate the entire planet, and she is the platform for change. Unfortunately, woman is also she's also, if she's a corrupt person by any chance, then she will be endangering the entire species as far as I'm concerned. So to do that, education is the first step. And anything we do, anything else can wait. All big things, trades, going to the moon, stars, Mars, development, everything can wait. But the child's initial years, who will become a man or a woman, that cannot wait. So that is the primary thing, and that is why programs like these are so enriching, and artists like me who are privy to this, because otherwise in our daily lives we are rushing, we are trying to do this role, that role, but then you take a step back and you actually see, it's like Seema so nicely said, you can see in the producer's eyes the passion, the tears, the compassion. The actual thing is compassion, which is not just in words, it's through their action, it's through the movie that they're making. It's a gift to the world. So that, and to be actually part of it, see, for me as an actor, to doing this very negative role is it's very difficult, because you are on the other side, you're on the side of the so-called bad person, So for me it was very difficult, because to play that person, but I know this is the reality. And it is against this kind of situation, because nobody is bad or good. It's a situation which can be changed through education. So that's the whole point. And really, I'm so humbled and privileged to be able to be part of this change.
Well, it's a really enjoyable, interesting film, because although it's a sad story, there are some moments of laughter and lightness.
Yes.
It's light and dark. There's a lot of shade in the film. And did you have, what was your favourite part of making the film? Because you must have had some real strong memories from it.
For me, I done very small role, and unluckily I could not. I heard so much about because almost 95% shoot must have done there in Calcutta, with all with them, and I was with only my little girl and Madan, the very famous actor from Nepal, and throughout I enjoyed. For me, I heard so much, oh God, I'm backbencher, I was feeling oh, I missed so many interesting moments and all. But what I did, I thought that I should mix with those Nepalese women, their body language or whatever it is, because I'm not a crafted person that way. I don't follow craft, I listen to my heart. So that moment I thought that let me wear their clothes. So I just said, can you take this clothes, my costume, with your permission from my costume designer, that can I exchange? And I exchanged their whole entire clothes, jewelry, and they were so caring, like you should wear that, the heavy gold, they were giving me. I said, no, I'm poor. No, we married women, we should wear gold. It's tradition. I said, no, I don't want it. They were putting. Then I started watching shooting, along with the sitting with those women. So nobody could recognize me that, where am I among them?
Wow.
Those moments were very interesting for
Yeah, I
me.
bet. How was it working with a star like Madan Hari?
He's great. I mean, great sense of humor, wonderful human being, and you know, he enjoy working. You know, like he's a very funny, interesting man, very wonderful human being. I mean, lovely working with him. I mean, what to say?
So finally, let me just ask you, what are your hopes from this film? How do you hope things will change?
I hope that, you know, this becomes the change that it seeks to be. This becomes the change through which, you know, there is a whole lot of global interest in this whole thing. And this becomes like the talk of the entire world. It becomes like a talk of the universe. And this becomes a tool, it becomes the first step towards something which becomes like something really explosive. It's not, so funnily it's not about the actor anymore. Normally when you do a film, if it's Bollywood or if it's you know, what's my role, will I do well, you know, how will people receive me? The question doesn't even arise in my mind. It's just that somebody has given a gift to the universe. I want that gift to be really, really appreciated by the people for whom this gift is being given, for whom this gift has been made. And that's what I feel, that the film should really go everywhere, in every continent, in every country. At least every child should be able to see the film once, in their school, in their community halls, in television. Everybody should just see the film once.
You know, see the reality, you know, like we should face the reality also at the same time. You know, like initially I was thinking, oh my God, the real all victims, survivors, how they will react and all. But should see and react that way, that you should stop your neighbor. They should not do. Like for me, like she said about Enrich, hats off to them, and the Shakti Samu, what they are doing. It's great. I mean, I was listening to those seminar, what is happening here, and organized by Enrich, talking, and it's so much like being an artist. I thought, oh, what, I haven't done nothing. You know, like they are doing such a great job. So through this film, through our little contribution, we feel like that everyone should see it, should do something, should stop trafficking. That is very important, and really, I wish all the very best for our film.
I do too, because of course it's an international problem all over the world, in every country, here in Nepal, India, in Europe, Asia, and in the States. So it really has helped to shine a light on just the extent of the problem. But thank you very much for coming in here today.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure having you here, and best of luck. It's a fantastic film, and I'm sure that everybody will go and watch it and really listen to the message, which is all we can ask, and get involved. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's all for today, and we'll be back tomorrow with 2 more stars of the show, Saira and Nerja, so we look forward to seeing you then.